Hi, my name's Nicole Noble and I'll be the instructor for this course, EPSY 5382, Introduction to Qualitative Research. I've had the opportunity to teach this course once before, but this is my first time teaching it online. I've also been able to teach several courses in counseling education, and in qualitative research. I think that this course hopefully will be fairly engaging as far as research courses go, because Lichman, the author of the textbook, writes the textbook in first person. She really puts herself inside of the text that you'll be reading and gives it a voice, which I think makes it a lot more engaging. In fact, that's part of the reason why qualitative research is so exciting. The researcher has the opportunity to share themselves throughout their research, and through that, I think, make a more meaningful contribution to the field of research. So I think an old fable that really demonstrates this is about a traveler who found three workers all doing the same type of work. So the traveler went to the first worker and asked, "What are you doing?" And the worker said, "Well, I'm hitting this rock with this other rock so that I can then put it on top of these other rocks." Kind of confused about the purpose of the work, the traveler journeyed on and asked the second worker, "What are you doing?" And the worker said, "Well, I'm providing for my family throughout the day by being here, and at night I get to go home and spend time with them." Still confused about the purpose of the work, the traveler journeyed on to the third and final worker. For this worker, he asked, "What are you doing?" And this worker said, "Well, I'm collaborating with others to build this cathedral that will house thousands of people over hundreds of years." You can see how they were all doing the same type of work, but based on the way that they conveyed their message, they were really changing the whole feel and flavor for what was happening. All were accurate though. And that's the great part about qualitative research. In this course, we're going to get to talk about the difference between subjectivity and objectivity, and the different paradigms and the topic in general about how traditionally qualitative research was not a respected field, because natural sciences were the preference, and any type of research that was more experimental in design and used more of the methods that were conducted throughout hard sciences were more considered appropriate. But also throughout this course, we're going to talk about different methodologies within qualitative research. You're going to learn what an autoethnography is, what ethnographies in general, grounded theory in research, phenomenological studies, among other types of qualitative research. You're also going to get to learn about data collection methods, data sources, and how to analyze data. You will not be conducting a complete study throughout this course, but you will get the basic foundation so that you can have some really practical assignments. Your final assignment is going to be to write a research proposal. This is similar to what you'd need to do if you were conducting a qualitative study, let's say for your thesis or dissertation. And you'll have the opportunity to describe the process that you're going to follow for your research study. Again, you're not going to be collecting any data throughout this course. We're also going to talk about some of the ethics and ethical considerations within research, how the researcher does have a certain amount of power, and there are different types of research approaches that try to minimize that power that the researcher has. In general, this field of qualitative research goes really well with my background, which is in counseling. I obtained my PhD in counselor education here at Texas Tech in 2014. Before that, I had the opportunity to work in a school setting, and I did a year-long internship in school counseling, and I got my bachelor's in psychology. So all of this, I've had some experiences working for a traditional quantitative research lab, where I even served as a confederate for studies and repeatedly had the same participants participate in a study. But in qualitative research, again, the researcher has the opportunity to test things in a natural setting versus in a lab and only testing certain variables, you get to see the grander picture of what's happening and ask different types of questions than you would in a quantitative study. So I don't know if you can tell, but I'm pretty excited about this field, and I hope that after this course you're at least a little bit excited about qualitative research and all of the neat things you can do throughout it. Throughout this course, you're going to have some opportunities to watch brief videos that Dr. Lee Doomer, who developed this course, has for you about each of the various topics. And we're also going to get the opportunity to have discussions. It's a small class size. We don't have many students, so I think that hopefully you're going to get a lot out from talking with each other and maybe get to know each other a little bit better because we are going to be a smaller group. I currently work full-time at the University Career Center. I'm on the employer relations side, which means I recruit employers to hire Texas Tech students. I also work with students to help them get a job, and I work primarily with graduate students and alumni. So I also know about what your job prospects may look like. And I hope that you'll find this course to be helpful not only in your academic career, but also in your career in general, so that you can start laying the foundation to have the path of work that you will find really rewarding. Just recently, I was talking with some colleagues in student affairs at a Christmas party, and we were talking about dissertations and the process of going through that. And one of the student affairs members said to me that he didn't think he ever wanted to get his PhD, that nobody ever said that the research that they conducted helped them learn more about themselves as a person and that they were able to grow. Well, I would say that with my research, doing a qualitative study where I'm an identical twin and I studied about school counselors' perceptions of identical twins, I really did get that opportunity to learn more about myself as a person. And I found it fascinating all throughout the process. Certainly it was draining at times. Qualitative research can be because it's very in-depth. But I think that you're going to find this course to be pretty exciting. And if you have any questions, please contact me by email, by phone. We can set up appointments at whatever time's convenient for you. I know how challenging it can be if you are working full-time. Again, I am working full-time, so I really do get that pressure that you may be under. But if there's ever anything that I can assist with, please let me know. But I look forward to working with you throughout this course.